revolution by himself. But he has started it already. That's a fact. So let me remind you that Shore himself said it in 2018. He said, I have disrupted the media space. And let me interpret that very quickly. When he said I've disrupted the media space, it means that he has taken journalism away from the old conventional corridor where it used to belong only to people, only to people who were trained for years and all that, so we say they want to balance story, people that will collect brown envelope and write it the way the state wants it to be written. He has now come to democratize the space, and he's not the only one he's not enjoying it. He only came to do one thing, which is to democratize or decentralize news reporting. So when he started Sahara Reporters, he didn't do it because he wanted to be like the Ovations, that want to hold information, print it and make money. No, he made it in a way that anybody can report themselves. So after you already disrupted the media space, are we not enjoying it now? Somebody like me can sit down anywhere too. I'm doing digital news reporting. Anybody now does it. Now, how many blogs can you count in Nigeria? The funniest is that the people that are enjoying Shore's disruption of the media space are not giving credit to this guy, who went through all, including facing lawsuits both in United States of America and Nigeria, standing every time to say, no, I'm not running away, I'm facing it, and I stand by my stories and my reports. This is the guy. So after saying I have disrupted the media space, I have now come to disrupt the political space. He means it also. And again, when he made such statement and is already going through the sacrifices, what he's simply saying is that he wants to democratize the space in truth, so much that he will not be the one even contesting to enjoy it. Yeah, I'm giving you straight gist. Yeah, he may contest too, just to make himself, just to open the road. But that is people that have sanity, people who know what they are doing, people who are really interested in serious governance can start coming into governance, so that it's not left in the hands of thugs anymore, in the hands of people who have no idea, no foresight, no vision. He wants to disrupt the space so that people that went to school, not even went to school alone, people that are knowledgeable, who know what power should be used for, but who were afraid of coming to power, can now start coming to power. That's exactly what he's trying to do by saying I have come to also disrupt the political space. Disrupting it in another context is that, it used to be that it is only the Obasanjos who were the Ebora of Owu that used to commandeer and broker the political decisions or positions in the country. But now, with what he's doing, you no longer need Buhari to raise your hand, or you no longer need a former military general in Mina or one Ebora of Owu to approve you before you find yourself worthy of going into position to do what is right. And that's exactly what he's doing. So he has come to disrupt the political space, and we should appreciate him. If this doesn't make sense to you, I don't know what will. Let's talk to let's hear from Shore a little bit. I've missed this guy.
Because he will never take you home. Nothing, and I say nothing, and I say this unapologetically, prevents Nigeria from paying 100,000 naira minimum wage to his workers. Even that is insulting, because in Mauritius, the minimum wage for people who are doing factory work is $536 per month. In Nigeria, it's $46.9 per month. And I see a lot of Facebook economists saying that it will cause inflation. Well, I say, Father, forgive them, because they don't know what they are saying. The inflation that is not caused when some senators are collecting 13 million naira a month for doing nothing, it didn't cause inflation. When Desiani and Kola Aloko stole $3 billion, which the VP of Nigeria certified a few days ago, it didn't cause inflation. When Mrs. Jonathan started opening all these accounts, 5 million here, 10 million there, 50 million here, it didn't cause inflation. But when you say that that money should be given to our workers so that they can send their children to school, so that they can buy medicine, so that they can ride, they can have dignity, they say it's going to cause inflation.
Wow, thank you. Can you give Shore a round of applause? The conversation has just started.
So, I am not making promises. What we have calculated is that it will only cost Nigeria just $1.3 billion more to pay workers 100,000.
We want to ask you some questions.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
What's your name?
Yusuf Aladende. Good afternoon, Mr. Shore. I came all the way from Abeokuta this morning. I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Many people have touted you as just an anti-corruption crusader with no clear blueprint. With no clear blueprint on economic revivalism or social insurance for the country. How would you react to those things, sir?
I just told you that workers will be paid 100,000 naira, and I want to add 10,000 naira. That's minimum wage. I also want to add that those of you who are youth corpers will be paid 50,000, and we should be heading very quickly to 100,000 because youth corpers should be able to earn minimum wage as well. And if you are a youth corper and anything happens to you while you are in service, your parents will get paid or your family will get paid 10 million naira.
Okay.
For insurance, or you are disabled. But let me also say, because I want to address students, we have been working on the calculation of how many Nigerian students we have in higher institutions. Can you believe that Nigerian University Commission do not know how many students are in our higher institution? Right? They don't know. But we have figured it out, and we want to invest 50,000 naira each on every student, so that when you cannot pay your school fees, you are not denied your final results.
How do we have access to your plans? Are they?
They are going to be uploaded online. They are going to be made physically available. We are not in a hurry to put them up because the other side, they are thieves, content thieves. They will steal our ideas and they will mix it around and claim it to be their own. But I'm breathing life into this so that you can understand that it's not a joke, that Nigeria can be put back to work, that Nigeria can become a country where people have respect. I've been away from this country for 19 years. That's how long I've been gone.
We have a question here.
And I have seen so many parts of it. I don't want to compare Nigeria with the UK or the US. I want to compare Nigeria with Ghana. Go to Ghana and you never observe any blackout. It happened 3 years ago in their country where they had some power blackout issue. It was only for a few hours a day and they were freaking out. In fact, they had to punish their president to an election lost because they felt that it took him too long to fix the power in the country.
Okay.
In Nigeria, they want the man who is there now who has failed so much to like what Igbenendo's father said, that if your son fails the class, don't you let him repeat. Would you allow the man to repeat another 4 years and put your life in a lockdown?
Okay. Mr. Shore, we have somebody here. Mr. Shore, what is your political ideology? Are you a capitalist, a socialist?
I am not into labels, and I don't want to be labeled in such a way that it takes away from the message that we have to give right now. Nigeria is sick, right? It needs a doctor. Whatever ideology you call that is what I am. Nigeria needs a future that can be guaranteed to its children. Whatever ideology will deliver that, you call me that. You see, all these ideologies that we are banding around, they were ideologies that were developed by other countries when they had problems and they wanted to solve them. By the time we are done with Nigeria, our own ideology will emerge and will be adopted by everybody around the world. That is my promise.
Also announce.
Naso. That is Baba Show for you people. Well, I really don't want to bug you. I just wanted to make that point so clear tonight, and everybody. Oh, sorry, I didn't put the right title for this show tonight. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm going to change it right away. So thank you so much, people. Um, I'm just going to go right now, and then let me also go and sleep. I'm so tired. But I'm sure that you already enjoyed Bob Show. That's my G, my guy. You know, Koliro Nukuada, man. That guy is ready for it and is going in for it seriously. I won't be surprised if I pick him up again because they can't stand what this guy is already engineering. So when he said he's come to disrupt the political space, what did you guys feel? And then, do you think he's fulfilling that already or not? That question is for you to answer. Until I come your way again tomorrow or other times, my name is Shegun Olo. Bye for now, people.
Then they say I be Satan, Satan, Satan. Cause I believe I be winner, winner, winner. Stop calling me a sinner, sinner. If you truly believe in the church, oh, as I don't want to know. If you really believe in the mosque, me I don't want to know. If you believe in the past also, as I don't want to know.
Yes, he has been in the struggle with Danny Power and me. He hasn't given up. So
Comrade, fast comrade, ayaya, aforishade nawaya o, ayaya, 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 ayaya. Thank you. No, I have 30 years of experience taking a stand, and you can always count on me that when it was dangerous to do so, when I was 21 years old at the University of Lagos, I stood on the side of the people. If you have ever been on the internet, there's a video circulating of me standing behind Bashorem K. Abiola in 1993. I was 21 years old. At that time, when student leaders were being offered 505, I don't know if you guys ever heard about the car called 505. I rejected it. So why would I compromise 30 years later? When I started Sahara Reporters, as you guys can imagine, I was dealing with some of the richest people in the world, not even in Nigeria. They threw everything at me. Dollars, money, what do you want? Cars. I never compromise, right? There's nothing in this world that can compromise me. I have said it that I may be poor, but the happiness I have is that I'm comfortable in my poverty and with my poverty.
So what cannot be poor?
Well, it depends on what you call poverty. Some people who you claim are rich only have one thing and one thing only: paper money. That is not wealth.
Yes. Good. That is the point.
Yes.
So what cannot be poor? Poverty is not a question of currency.
Yes.
It's a question of conditions. The condition of the mind. You have been conditioned to be poor. The mentality has been debased to a very large extent.
Well, it's not about me, it's about you. It is you that is taking it back. I am just fortunate and privileged to be granted the opportunity to lead the charge. When you take it back, when we take it back, it's up to you. It's in your hands now. Take it back.
Structure, the federal universities. What will you do for the one thing for the youth that makes me not to want to go to a private university? That like the federal universities become a thing of attraction.
I attended a federal university known as the University of Lagos, right? And when we got to the University of Lagos in 1989, we still had water running in our toilets, right? We had fan in our rooms. We had mattresses. We had classrooms that had air conditioned. I mean, they were air conditioned. But do you know what happened? They came and destroyed education with structural adjustment programs, SAP. And what did they do? They borrowed $120 million, which they claimed they were going to use to build libraries and laboratories and buy books and pay lecturers more. But what did Babangida and his people do? They gave the contracts to fence around the hostels, the rods in the hotel. Why did I say that to you? Is that when there's mismanagement of resources, embezzlement of funds, universities can never be fixed and apply to everywhere, including the health sector. Ask yourself, who are the people owning and running private universities? Most likely former ministers, former governors, who stole the money that were meant for the federal government universities and converted them to our contractors. Under our government, the federal universities, state universities, and all education institutions in the country will be properly funded. And I'm not just making up the story, I mentioned it earlier. We are going to look at every student and tell you how much we spend on you and give it to the university. But as I'd like to mention, and people say maybe I concentrate too much on anti-corruption, won't be tied the vice chancellor that steals monies that are meant for your hotels. They are going to spend a long time where they wouldn't want to be.
They should rot in jail.
And I've said it before, I'm not making this up. When I was a student union leader, I fought my vice chancellor to a standstill. Interestingly, the man is from this city, Ibadan, Professor Gurudin Alao, because he was doing the bidding of the military. I was expelled twice from the University of Lagos. In fact, part of the reason I went to study a master's degree at an Ivy League school in the US is to prove that I wasn't a layabout when I was in university. And I can compete anywhere. If you are given the opportunity, the right kind of atmosphere to study, Nigerian students can compete anywhere in the world without going to a private university. I'm not against private universities, but public universities must be well funded. But you know what they are doing, and I'll stop there regarding education. They defund the federal public universities so that they can drive you to their private universities. They do the same thing with our hospitals. Doctors are directing patients to their home. Most doctors in public institutions in this country also own private institutions. Before anything happens to you, they have asked you to go and do your blood work in their private.
What would you do to them?
Oh my goodness. You don't want to know. I'm serious. Because
If you believe in any mammo, me I don't want to know. Make you shine your eyes, and free yourself. Oh lo lo lo, make you shine your eyes, and free yourself from mental slavery. Make you shine your eyes, and free yourself. Oh go go go, make you shine your eyes, and free yourself from mental slavery. Listen now. Oyibo come deceive us. Then come bring that Jesus. Even the story about Jacob.
My ancestors make you save us.
My people make gonna wake up. Wake up. If you truly believe in the church, as I don't want to know. If you really believe in the mosque, me I don't want to know.
If you really believe in the Bible, I don't want to know. And if you really believe in Quran,
me I don't want to know.